First, a pilot has escaped unharmed after landing gear failed on a historic aircraft in Somerset.
The Sea Vixen was returning to RNAS Yeovilton when the wheels failed to come down. The plane then caught fire after hitting the ground. Andrew Plant has more.
Approaching the airfield in Somerset. Inside the cockpit of this Sea Vixen, the pilot is well aware that his landing gear has failed to deploy. What he's about to attempt is only ever a last resort. Belly landings do go wrong, and pilots have died when they do. This one was perfect. He jettisons the canopy. It means he can get out fast if the plane becomes a fireball. From a second angle, you can see it again. The canopy pops off, and then the flames ignite. The Sea Vixen, known as the Foxy Lady, then slides smoothly along, emergency crews chasing in its wake. The pilot, Commander Simon Hargreaves, walked away unharmed. For those watching, it was a nerve-wracking few minutes.
We all want to see that pilot walking away from the aircraft safely, and you don't want to see the aircraft exploding, or it's got fuel in it, it's got hydraulics, or might have hydraulics in it, all that sort of thing. So then the aircraft comes to halt, and then we have to start the process of making sure the pilot's okay, that his welfare and the like. I know he went for dinner with his wife that night, and I'm sure they, were very pleased to talk about an excellent job well done.
A Sea Vixen takeoff.
The Foxy Lady was first used in the late 50s, a super-quick combat machine, a fighter jet. There is only one in the world that works. It's now being removed from this Somerset runway, taken for repairs and the beginning of an investigation into exactly what went wrong with its wheels last weekend. Andrew Plant, BBC, Points West.
I've seen those pictures a few times now, but I just keep gasping. They're so dramatic, aren't they? Yeah, he was brave as well.
Now, the Naval Air Base at Yeovilton has been showing off some of the aircraft which will be taking part in this year's International Air Day next month. It's celebrating its 70th anniversary this year, and as well as featuring historical naval aircraft, Yeovilton will also host the famous RAF Arrows and the Battle of Britain flight.
Well, one aircraft which won't be there is the last flying example of the iconic Sea Vixen, which had to make an emergency landing at the base 2 weeks ago when its undercarriage failed.
Clinton Rogers has been given special access to see the work being done to save a piece of history.
So take this back, put it on the aircraft out of the way.
Just a matter of a few days on, and they were already trying to rebuild this rarest of Cold War aircraft. That it survived at all after this forced belly landing without any undercarriage is a wonder, and a testament to the skills of the pilot, who walked away unharmed.
I'll show you the damage.
This was the only flying example of the Sea Vixen anywhere in the world.
Well, you can see where it's actually scraped along the runway.
But the damage now is plain to see. And the bent surface metal is just the beginning of the story. Until they pull this plane apart, they don't really know how deep the damage goes.
Can you say whether this aircraft is repairable?
On the face of it, yes, but we haven't finished our investigation, so we may come across some structure that we can't remake.
But you can't categorically say yet it will fly again?
No. Until we've done the assessment, which may take a couple of weeks, we won't know the answer to that.
A Sea Vixen takeoff.
Once part of Britain's nuclear deterrent, the Sea Vixen went out of service in the 70s. The value of this plane, the last flying example, is immeasurable. But getting her in the air again could take more than a year, and it won't be cheap.
Cost-wise, yes, not really sure. Could run into hundreds of thousands anyway.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Serviceable.
Oh, yes, serviceable.
The team have been encouraged by spare parts they've found in storerooms, bits they didn't even know they had, boxes that haven't been opened for decades.
When we were last here in January, it was for the launch of a £150,000 public appeal to keep the Sea Vixen flying. Well, the bill has just gone up substantially. That is, even if this aircraft is repairable at all.
And if it isn't, well, this is a sight that may never be seen again. Clinton Rogers, BBC Points West, Somerset.